Sir, I want to go a little deeper into this market-run economy and state-run economy. And you mentioned the socialistic framework. Because we were born in the 1990s, we are not able to appreciate the market that we exist in today. So, could you please throw some light on what was it like to do business in India in the 1980s, and how is it far different today in 2024?
So the best way to understand this is get up one morning, see if you can find somebody who owns an old Ambassador car, preferably one before they introduced the Isuzu engine in the 90s. So a really old Ambassador car, just try and drive it. Okay? You will realize what the problem is. I mean, the gear shift is not smooth. It doesn't. You need to 5 times to get into the right gear. It rattles when it goes. Its speed is up and down. It'll break down on you all the time. And as I said, the ones that are still around are mostly the ones from the 90s on Isuzu engines. Try and find if there's one of them left from the pre-Isuzu Ambassador car. They were awful. Okay. And when we finally, when I as a teenager finally encountered a Maruti 800, it was an absolute revelation.
Maruti 800?
Maruti 800.
Okay.
That was the major sociological event of my childhood. Okay. Was the Maruti 800, because suddenly you had a car that actually functioned.
Okay.
People don't understand this, and since very often they don't remember the improved Ambassador, which even after the improvement it wasn't a great car. But you should really go back to the pre-Isuzu engine Ambassador to understand what a dramatic shift it was. Now, this doesn't mean that after the 1991 reforms we became a great place to work. There's a lot to be done about our ease of doing business, etc. But what has happened is at least there is a mindset that came that doing business was a good thing. And that at least some of the state chief ministers, etc., began to think, yes, maybe attracting business is a good thing. I mean, these are radical ideas at one point in time. Because
radical?
They were radical ideas. Just like you hear, some of that rhetoric is still around.
Okay, that business is a bad thing.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. You hear it in a diffuse way as Adani, Ambani, etc. But when I was growing up, it wasn't Adani, Ambani, it was Tata Birla. So you would hear, oh my God, this is bad because Tata Birla will take advantage of it or something. And remember, I grew up in 1980s Kolkata, 70s and 80s Kolkata, where they actually threw out business. Threw them out. So people don't realize that before Bangalore became the tech hub of India, most of these international tech companies and people with technology-oriented sort of businesses or inclinations, they used to be based out of Kolkata.
Okay.
I remember in the 80s, there being actual large-scale strikes against the computerization. And they remember first generation of computerization happened. I mean, proper computerization is being attempted. That it is, computers are going from some esoteric thing in a few industries or in university or scientific labs or something to something that is being more widely used in the 80s. There was a huge pushback, as a result of which the industry actually moved to Bangalore.
Why, sir?
Because, as I told you, and this is why you have to understand the framework in which you think about an issue. The narrative framework of how you think about something is absolutely critical. In the narrative framework of socialist India, but specifically concentrated in communist-ruled West Bengal, the narrative framework was that you cannot grow the cake. It can only be divided. So it was only about whether you divide the cake between the computer and the incumbent clerk or whoever was going to get replaced by the computer. The idea that you could upskill the person and use the computer to do more things simply wasn't a part of the conversation.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching the Indian Business Podcast. If you find value in our work, please hit that subscribe button, because for you it might be a zero effort task, but for us that subscriber count is an important instrument to get great guests to our podcast and to make this podcast better for you. So if you find value, please subscribe.